Hello my viewer and welcome back to Kids Crochet. So today we are working on a stitch. It's called Plum Stitch, which is worked almost the same as the alpine stitch, but just a little just a small difference. But if you know how to work an alpine stitch, but now this one you will be very okay with it. So we need yarn, and I'm using this cream and a crochet hook, and I'm using 3.5 millimeters. So now this stitch is worked in multiples of 4, so the chain that we are going to make should be a multiple of 4. And this stitch is mostly used in sweaters, in coats, in blankets, in hats. It's a very textured stitch, as you will see. So now here is my yarn. So we are going to start with a slip knot. We make a slip knot. Here is mine, and now we are going to make a chain, which is a multiple of 4. So for me, I'm going to do a 24 chain. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24. So here is my chain. So I'm going to add a chain of 2 1 2, because we are going to skip the first 3 stitches chains, sorry. So there's the chains that we are going to skip are going to count as our first stitch. So now we are going to skip the first 3, and on the 4th we make a double crochet. So now, as you can see, now we have 2 stitches, the one that we skipped and the first one. So this one counts as 1, so we have 2 stitches. And now we make double crochets to the end of this row, just double crochets. And when I'm working on the first row of any stitch, I like taking the upper stitch, all right, this one, leaving the 2 that are down here. That helps in making this lower edge tight, as you can see. So if I'm going to pick 2, it's going to be very weak, so I prefer taking only the upper loop and leaving the 2 that are on the lower side, yeah. But this is according to preference, that is according to my choice. So you continue making double crochets to the end of the row. So if you are a new member here, please subscribe to this channel and touch the notification bell, so that when I upload a new video, you always get notified, yeah. Give the video thumbs up, you like the video, comment down below, and there is a button that is written share. Please click that button and share this video with your friends, with your family, yeah, and let's learn together. So I'm almost on the other side of the row. Yeah, so I've worked all my stitches. So if you worked the same number of stitches as I did, you should have 24 stitches, all right, that is 24 double crochets. So now I've done all of them. So at the end here, I chain 1 and turn, and now on each of these stitches I'm working a single crochet. So now I'm going to skip this first one because of the chain 1, and I go to the next and I work a single crochet. Okay, so I work single crochet on all stitches. So on the previous row we worked double crochets, remember that. On this row now we are working single crochets. So we continue, we are doing single crochets to the end of the row. Alright, and I see you at the end. So I'm at the end of the row and I've done all stitches which were single crochets. So now I'm at the end and I'm going to chain 3 and turn my work, and this is where now we start forming the pattern. Yeah, so we skip the first stitch and we go to the next and we work a double crochet and a double crochet to the next. Now we have 3 double crochets, these 2 plus the chain 3. So I said this counts as our first stitch. So now we come to the double crochets of the first row. So we are going to skip the first 3, all right, as we have 3 here. So we skip 1, 2, 3, and on the fourth it is where we are going to make the stitch. So we yarn over, we go behind that stitch as we are working a front post. So we take up yarn, pull this yarn to be the same size as the ones that we did here. Remember, we are going below the single crochets. So now we have that. Before we finish this stitch, again we yarn over and we go back to the same stitch, all right, and we work a front post. Now we have 5 loops on the hook. We yarn over, we go through the first 4. Now we have 2, we yarn over and go through those 2. Now as you can see, it's more textured than the alpine stitch because we are working twice on the same stitch before we finish. Okay, so now we are skipping the single crochet that is behind this stitch. We can't work on it because of this one. So we go to the next and we work a double crochet, another double crochet on the next, and a double crochet on the next. So we have 3 double crochets. Again we come down here, we skip 3 double crochets, and on the 4th we work the plum stitch. You go as you're working a front post, you yarn over, pull over, pull out as we want the stitches to be the same size. Again, before we finish, we go again on that stitch, take up yarn, you pull, and then we finish by going through the first 4, yarn over and go through the rest. All right, so you can see now it is already forming. All right, you can see it's very textured. Yeah, you can see from the side it's very much textured. So again we work 3 double crochets. Always remember to skip this single crochet here because of the one that is because of this stitch that we worked. So we work again 3 double crochets and we work the stitch. So we skip 3, and on the 4th we work a front post, and just before we finish that front post we go back again and we do another one. All right, you pull that yarn, you go through the first 4 and you go through the rest. So as you can see from the side, it's very visible, and on touch it's very textured. So this is the pattern, and this is the reason why I said we are working in multiples of 4. So as you can see, we have 3 double crochets and a plum, so that is one set of 4. 3 double crochets in a plum, another 4, and we work like that to the end of the row. So continue doing this and I meet you at the end of this row. So I'm at the end of the row and I finish by doing 1 double crochet on the last double crochet. So I chain 1 and turn my work. So now this is the wrong side. So now we work single crochets on the wrong side. So we skip the first stitch, we go to the next and we work a single crochet. So we are only forming the plums on the right side. When we come to the wrong side, we work single crochets. So we work single crochets to the end of the row. At the end of the row, I finished with 1 single and I chain 3 and turn my work. And now from this side, it's where again we are forming the plum stitch. As you can see, the ones that we did, they are very visible. So now from this side here we have 3 stitches. The first chain 3, 2 and 3. So now on the middle stitch, the second stitch, it's where we are now forming the plum stitch. So as you are doing, we form a plum stitch there. There it is. We skip the single crochet that is behind it, and now we do 3 double crochets as we were doing previously. So 3 double crochets, and you realize we've gone past the plum that we did here. Yeah, so now again we come here and we have 3 double crochets and we form a plum on the middle, right, this stitch. So we form a plum stitch there, like that. You finish, you skip the stitch behind this plum and you do 3 double crochets and you just continue repeating this. Once you do 3 of them, you come to the middle stitch. Here we have 3 double crochets and on the middle it's where we form our plum stitch, and it is just a repetition of the same stitch. So now you continue doing a plum stitch. You realize, sorry, let me focus. Yeah, so as you can see, we are forming in the second row of the plums, we are forming a plum between 2 plums of the previous row of forming plums. So now, like for example, we are here, we do 3 double crochets and we form a plum between these 2 but above, right? So we form a plum here, another one here and another one here. All right, when we come to the next row, so remember when you come to the end, you flip your work, you work a row of single crochets, and now when you turn to this other side, you continue doing the same. You continue by doing 3 double crochets, all right, and now form a plum here and another here, and you continue doing the same. If you make a mistake on this stitch, trust me, you just realize it and you go back and correct that. So thank you so much for viewing this to the end. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you've not subscribed, and if you are an old subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Comment down below. Thank you so much and goodbye for now.